Many of us have seen the hit movie series Harry Potter, and a lot of us are familiar with the scenes where he's living with his family, his non-magical family, and they were so mean to him. They treated him as the forgotten and undeserving stepchild they thought he was. Welcome to another episode. And this story will make sense in a second. Welcome to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets Weekend Edition with me, your host, Marcus. On today's episode, we're going to talk about making sure that you don't treat your clients as stepchildren, okay? The temptation is when you get new clients to have a kind of a conquest mentality that once you overcome this barrier, you go on to the next client, and after a while you can forget about them and understand that they're the ones that buttress your business. Okay, your existing clients are what allow you to keep continuing to be self-employed. So it's good to just keep this in mind. Also, to stay tuned for the very end for a surprise. But the purpose of this video is to help you remember and to not take the clients you have now for granted, okay? And to prepare and prioritize for them. You have to understand, as in anything in life, that the dynamics of your relationship with your current clients are going to change. They're either going to need more or less from you, and that's the nature of any business venture. Really, anything is to grow or wither away and die. And so you have to be aware of this as you're still prepping for the future, trying to get more clients and, conquering other mountains and ventures out there. You have to prepare for the changes that are going to happen, and you've got to prioritize for them in that order. Remember, almost everything in life, there's an order to it. It's a concatenation. And so as you prepare for them, prepare for change, prepare for more, prepare for just to be more involved with their business or to be less involved. It's just going to happen organically, as the whole concept of creative destruction is the ground is always crumbling beneath you. And that's something just keep in mind. It was a concept that came about from an economist. He just basically said that every time we build something, it's built on crumbling soil to bring the new one and usher the old out, kind of like the birth cycle. So as you're preparing for these businesses to for change, you have to avoid the very human thing to treat them as a stepchild. Going back to the Harry Potter example, is that they were so mean to him, they forgot about him, they neglected him. That's what tends to happen when you get clients, because that luster of the first few months kind of wears off. And so when you get acclimated to them, you made a couple mistakes, you're not as shiny to them as they are to you, and vice versa. And so it's just keep that in mind. Understand that the dynamic is going to change of the interaction. So you got to prepare for the change, and you got to prioritize them. Okay, you got to prioritize them. Like I said, they buttress you, they hold you up. If it wasn't for them, you would have to be working a 9 to 5, and that's something that a lot of us got to keep in mind. Is that being self-employed is a massive blessing if you're able to step away 100% full time. Like, this is all that you do. It's a blessing. And let's also remember how hard it was, how hellishly difficult it is to get clients. It's extremely hard. It's metaphorically, it's like getting a hammer and going up to a mountain and breaking it open and making a door. That's about how hard it is to get the first few people to be like, yeah, we'll give you money and we'll choose you over everybody else, over all the personal and pleasurable things we want to buy. We're going to give you our scarce resources. And so just remember that with the clients you have now, to not take them for granted, to prepare and to prioritize for them. Don't treat them as a stepchild. That can get you into a lot of trouble. And so, and understand too, another thing is that understand the hidden value of these clients. They're your referral sources. A good way to advertise is referrals. It's cheap, it's practically free. It's very effective. Instead of having to pay for advertising, was looking at a newspaper today and they were saying $50 a week. You could be you can advertise for them. You can advertise in their newspaper. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But for $0 a week, you get people to vouch for you, but yeah, this person is good. And they'll want you to work with them. But just remember the crux of this video is don't take these clients for granted. Avoid complacency. That's the number one enemy you're going to have is grappling with your own complacency, your own desire to just sit back and be like everything's made in the shade when it's not. Okay, understand that. It's tough. It's tough being self-employed, and that you got to prepare and prioritize and see the value of these clients, get prepared for them, but understanding that change is always going to come, and you got to preempt that change by changing first, like anticipating the change and be like, okay, things are going to change between us. Either we're going to go up or we're going to go down, and just being aware that happens. It's going to happen with every client you have, even like any friendship you have, any interaction you have with someone. It's either going to increase or decrease. That's just a law. And you got to prioritize and make them as important as they were at the beginning. Okay, and this will one way to help you keep, not take these clients for granted, to see how fast they can come. I've had clients where they came in a month or two. I'm thinking they're gonna stay for a while, and they just decide to leave for whatever reason. It's just it makes you see just how fast they can change. So understand to prepare and prioritize for these clients. And understand they're your referral sources, okay? So they're worth more. Every time they pay you, they're really paying you a whole lot more because they help you get clients. That's it. And that's how you grow organically, just doing a good job in using your existing clients as a referral source and not having to advertise or any of that stuff. You can grow just like a tree. And so hopefully you got something of value from this video. But today's surprise is, where there's no vision, the people perish. That is a Bible verse, okay? If you don't have a vision for how you're going to deal with existing clients, you can expect them to leave, okay? But where there is a vision, people flourish. Understand, you got to prepare and prioritize for your current clients, okay? Don't treat them as stepchildren, okay? They are not stepchildren. If you treat them this way, you will reap the benefits. They will leave where they're treated as if they are, blood relatives, okay? Remember, lastly, as always, unsuccessful people make decisions based on their current situation, but successful people, you hopefully make decisions based on where you want to be. Okay, make decisions based on where you want to be. Understand, don't treat your clients as stepchildren. Prepare and prioritize and see their inherent value as a referral source. Okay.